Welcome, I'm Fran Tarkenton. We're here to make you smarter every day. When I played football in the National Football League for 18 years, it wasn't about trying to get better and change once a year or during the game. It was every minute. Every minute we had to be a little bit better. We had to learn and learn on the run. And you learn from doing, you learn from other people. I have never had an original thought myself. Everything that I've learned has been from what I read, what I heard, of what I saw. And so I wanted to be around smart people. In football, I wanted to be around football people, ex-quarterbacks, present quarterbacks, offensive coordinators. I wanted to pick their brain and learn from them. In business, I've learned from the best. Sam Walton, the founder of Walmart. Bernie Marcus, the founder of Home Depot. And so many more. That I've learned, and I continue to learn. At my age, every day I'm learning because I'm reaching out to people who have interesting thoughts. And today we're going to bring you another one of those people, a person that is very gifted, Dave Crenshaw. And I'm going to get him to tell you about his books and what he's doing. But he writes books, and he writes books on time management. And really, his books relate to you and me about how do you perform better? How do you change? How do you get better? And how do you use your time better? And it's really good stuff. And I'm going to reach over now. Dave, welcome. I see right behind you there, we see a couple of your books. And I know the first one was The Myth of Multitasking. Talk about your books. Talk about what you do and with your content.
Sure. Well, so I started out as a business coach, helping entrepreneurs and business owners. And one common issue that I saw with all business owners is multitasking, which is why my first book was The Myth of Multitasking, came out in 2008. It's been published in 6 languages. And basically the premise is that everyone, not just business owners, we're all losing tremendous amounts of time. Essentially, an entire work week every single month is being lost due to switches and switching cost. And so I started that on the personal side with Myth of Multitasking. My most recent book, The Focused Business, talks about the lack of focus and what it costs us on a macro scale with the business when we switch our attention from big project to big project, or the wrong kinds of customers, or too many different products and services. So really my message has been one consistently of helping people overcome chaos, either in their personal or in their business life, and transitioning it into one of focus.
You know, let me help our audience here. You know, when I played, and I learned so much from football,
Sure.
but I was the quarterback, and I called the plays. But I was concentrated on that. The offensive linemen had to have an offensive line coach. They had to be coached in doing their job. That's not my job to coach them, or to coach the wide receivers, or to coach the running backs, or to coach the defensive people. That had to be, I didn't need to get my hands over there, because this was what I needed to spend my time on, what I could do to help my team win. That's kind of what you're talking about with multitasking, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I call that the most valuable position, which is a great analogy for football. And
Yeah.
by the way, I should say I am a huge football fan, NFL fan. So for me, the opportunity to have this conversation with you, Fran, is a big honor. And I've learned a lot from football as well. And one thing that I know is that, like you said, the quarterback doesn't try to play 5 different positions.
Yes.
You didn't try to be the wide receiver and the linebacker and the offensive line. Yet what do most business owners do? They are marketing. They are sales. They are management. They're the janitor on top of trying to run the company and do customer service. And this lack of focus not only costs them a lot of time, but it costs them a lot of money. When I try to transition from one activity to something else, I pay something called switching cost. And every switch costs me time and attention. It's lost time for the business, it's lost opportunity for the business, and it's lost money for me as the individual. It's much better to craft a day and craft a week that is focused on what you do best, and as much as possible, nothing else.
Well, you know, Dave, I tell people, because it's the truth, I started 20 businesses. I've had ups and downs, defeats, and failures and a few wins. But I know that I've got to know my limitations. I've got to know what I do well. But the one thing I know I've got to be able to do, if I am a sole proprietor or if I am the starter of this business, I do not have a business if I don't have revenue. I've got to have a sale, right?
Right.
So I really, rather than farm that out, I need to concentrate on that. But there's so much more that needs to be done. Legal work, accounting work, product development, thinking, those type of things that in my case, I delegate all of that out.
Right. And so that creates an interesting situation. When I teach this principle or they hear someone who's successful like you say this, the average business owner goes, oh, I need to get rid of it. They follow what I call the order of abdication. And if you think what abdication is, it's like a king on the throne. I don't want to do it anymore, you do it. And so the order of abdication is they realize they need help, they go out and hire someone, they don't train that person properly or they hire improperly, and then they get frustrated, they fire the person, and they repeat the process over and over.
Yes.
Instead, what I recommend is the order of offloading. And the first step to this is actually you as an individual getting solid with your personal systems, getting efficient with how you manage your time and your workspace and the ideas that come into your head. Which is why every client that I work with, the first thing that I have them go through is my time management fundamentals course on lynda.com. Because you as the individual have to be efficient first. You don't even know what you're capable of because, again, most people are losing 28% of their time due to switches in their day. Once you get that, then you can turn your attention to the business systems, how the business operates, what are the inefficiencies, the efficiencies there. And then we look at bringing in better technology. We don't even have to hire someone right off the bat. If you want to get rid of some of this stuff, you can use better technology or even outsource.
Yes.
You can use a website like Upwork to partition off small things like writing or legal or whatever it is, and learn from that and then finally make the hire. So hiring is the fifth step in the process of offloading these things so that you can focus on your most valuable position. Not the first step. Most people go right to hiring and they fail and they transition over and over and then they say, well, getting other people, delegating, that sounds great, Fran, but it's not working for me. It's because they're doing it in the wrong order. My guess is you did it in the right order first.
Well, I probably did it in the wrong order first and then learned. But even